Hi, hey Tom. I'm calling because I wasn't even thinking about how the republic could end, democracy could end sooner than the next election in 26, because all the farm workers are being sent wherever they're being sent.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore, the farms are going to go bust. There will be no food, and people will be breaking into grocery stores and all these places where they store
I don't think
food.
it's going to get that bad, Elise. We're going to see inflation, but I don't think we're going to see famine.
But what happens to the food if there's nobody to
our
do the
food
crop?
chains are robust and multifactorial. Yes, we get a lot of food from California, for example, a lot of fruit and vegetables. We also import a lot from Mexico, and that's going to be unaffected by this. So, it'll be a little more expensive because there may be tariffs on it.
You think there's enough food from Mexico with
sure.
tomatoes and peppers and...
Yes.
You really do.
Yeah, I really do. And it's not just Mexico, by the way. We import food from Chile. We import food from Nicaragua. We import food from all over the world. Not worry about famine. I would worry about inflation. I think we're going to see some substantial increases in food prices. But,
okay, well, just,
again, our system
I mean,
is
I
pretty
don't know,
robust.
but I do think that this is going to be a real problem because
I agree.
California is a huge producer of food for this country. 40% of the food in this country comes from California.
I think it's 40% of the fruit and vegetables.
Well, okay, the fruit and vegetables, which people really need for health.
Yeah. But we also eat grains and we also eat meat and so. But point made. So where were you going with that?
So if riots break out because people don't have food,
then I see. That could provoke the Insurrection Act.
Yes,
Yeah.
and it would happen way before the next elections.
Yeah. Like I said, I don't anticipate.
And farms would go broke, and restaurants would close, and trucking companies go broke.
Yeah.
And and that's. So I'm going to call find out who in the Senate and the House are heads of the Ag Committee and ask them if this is really something they are planning.
Yeah. My sense of it is that we're going to see increases in prices. That there are some farms in some places where the food is rotting right now. But
yes.
On the one hand,
and who's going to pick the crops?
There are still a fair number of people out there picking crops right now. It's not like ICE is just suddenly. I mean, if the scenario that you were describing was actually a possibility, if it was actually on the horizon, Trump would back off. He's not going to provoke something that's going to look that bad.
I don't even think that they think that far.
I don't think Stephen Miller thinks that far. But Trump tried to back off last week, last Wednesday or Thursday.
And then he came back.
I know. And I think he came back because he realized that, there may be a 5 or 10% reduction in our food supply, which, would translate into a 10 or 15% inflation in food. And he thinks that that's something he can deal with. At least I got to run. But, my message is, yes, get outraged, get active, don't panic.